Hey, friends. Hey, it's Kisa jumping on midday. Hope you all are doing well today. Look, I didn't even tell you that I was coming on at this time. I just kind of jumped on. But I wanted to just talk to you all today, just jumping in real quick, straight to the point, straight no chaser today. Which, by the way, I pray that you had a beautiful weekend. I pray all went your way. Pray that God showed you favor and was good to you. Yes. Okay, all is good there with the volume. I can tell that we're on. So, again, just pray all went your way and that you had a wonderful and marvelous weekend. And I literally wanted to jump on today and literally wanted to just talk to you about some things that I have coming up. What sorts of things do I have coming up? Well, first and foremost, this week, I want us to be able to have some real, honest, and raw conversation around a dating fast. So let me be honest with you. I have some people, how can I say it, are critical of me doing a dating fast. Or, excuse me, some people are critical of me talking about dating so much. But guess what? It doesn't matter to me because this is what I know I am supposed to be doing. So they'll just have to criticize. God bless them. Okay, does that make sense? God bless them. So yeah, so some people are critical and some people are like, um, why is that all that you talk about with everything that's going on in the world? Um, well, there are a lot of things that are going on in the world, but that doesn't stop us from talking about anything else. There are people who are really concerned about their dating life. Number one, and number two, as a coach, one of my specialties and one of my areas of focus is, whether you know it or not, is that dating arena. The dating arena is my area of focus. So as a result, there is so much conversation around dating. There is so much frustration around dating. There is so much confusion around dating. I am obligated, I believe, to be a light in that arena. I mean, to at least give you some encouragement, don't you think? Don't you think? Don't you think I think it would be wrong of me as a coach, knowing that I have a bent toward relationships and helping people shift and face change in relationships. Why would I withhold that from you all now? It's kind of like, why would I do that? You know what I mean? Like why would I do that? Why would I not share with you all? Why would I withhold? Why would I not cover dating? And it's a real, I cannot tell you how hurt some people are over the whole dating deal. I cannot tell you how frustrated some people are that they have not found anyone. I cannot tell you just how angry some other people are that they have not found that special person. So I dare not tell someone there are all sorts of other things going on in the world. Why are you so concerned about dating? No, if you're concerned about dating, I'm concerned about dating, and especially being a life coach. Listen, I know that we have things going on out of the administration with our federal government. I know that we have the voting rights challenge here in Alabama that successfully withheld, unfortunately, to and that in doing so dilutes African American voter representation and African American a certain number of African American districts. I know that, within the city of Birmingham, the city that I love and am a part of, we have a violent crime epidemic in our community. Now don't get me wrong. Some of that is based on interpersonal relationships. Don't get me wrong with that. But still, there is an epidemic with crime. And even with that, I understand that there are a number of single men, there are a number of single women who say, I want to date. I want to find me someone special, and I don't have anybody right now. That's important to me. Y'all, I can go to the store. I can go to church. I can be here in my community, in my neighborhood. People stop me and people want to have conversations about dating. Where do you think a lot of the material comes from? A lot of the material I will tell my friends. I will say because what I'm learning is that guys certainly talk to me. And what I'm seeing now is that women talk to me as well because I am a non-judgmental person. I'm a voice, and clearly somewhere I have stamped on my forehead, talk to me. Clearly, I don't see it, but everybody else sees it. Okay. So that's all that matters. But clearly, I have that stamped on my forehead. Come and talk to me, as Jodeci would say, one of my favorite groups from back in the day. I'm saved and delivered now, but Jodeci was the stuff back in the day. I mean, just saying, right? Okay. And plus, I thought that R&B music was good music. I don't think it was music that berated anybody. That was really what I considered good music. It was a golden era, and there were some other eras too. So I dare not say that that was the only era of good music, right? Because we have some great artists today, some great artists that preceded them, and I'm sure we'll have some great artists that will come in the future. So so I understand that we're dealing with a lot in our community. By nature of my trained profession, being a journalist, by nature of that, it is very likely that I'm going to deal with several of those things, deal with several of them. So when I see things that come down from the Supreme Court, when I see things that come down about voting rights, when I see things that come down about Central Alabama water, I'm likely going to talk about it. I'm likely going to engage you along, offer some hope, or at the very least give you a platform to be able to share your opinion. So you understand what I'm doing. Y'all hear that great southern space. This is what I've availed my platform for. Everybody has a purpose, and if we all stick to our purpose and if we all stick to our role, we're going to be okay. That's how our community has survived. We all know our role. So are going to have the role of equipping us spiritually. You understand? You have prophets, you have pastors, you have teachers, you have evangelists who are in the church. They're equipping us spiritually to receive from God and to make ready and to go out and function in the world. You have ministers, you have prophets, you have priests, you have evangelists who I believe also are in the marketplace, who have a gift to be in the marketplace, in business. They have a gift to be in that workspace. They have a gift to be in that corporate space. You understand? So whereas the pastor may have one role in equipping you spiritually, and he has his assignment, the man of God or woman of God has their assignment from God spiritually how to equip you. There are people who are in the marketplace that I follow. There are financial professionals and different things who follow what they believe are instructions to prepare you for what's happening now. Because if you're watching, you know that things have changed financially. So for all my single people, I'm not going to abandon my platform, and my platform is going to be changed in life, career, and relationships. I'm not abandoning my platform, and I'm going to deal with the change. That's why you see me coming on more often. That's why you see me talking to you more often. That's why you see me going live more often, because we are in the midst of massive change. We're in the midst of astronomical change. Have you all heard about it? It's called the reset. Have you all heard about it? Where every 250 years our country goes through a reset. Have you heard about it? And it is the 250th anniversary now of our nation, celebrating 250 years. So we're in the middle of massive change. And guess what? Change is my jam. You might as well call me the change coach. In fact, yeah, that's what as my tagline, I am the change coach. I am the change coach. I've dealt with so much change until I literally have had to make friends with it. I've literally had to make friends with change because imagine my former career. I was a newscaster. I came to Birmingham specifically for that position. The thing about it is, I was very young. And so I didn't have anybody equipping me and telling me along the way, this is how you deal in corporate America. Because for a lot of us, we're first or just second generation in terms of that corporate position and in terms of maintaining and gaining wealth and striving and working in these arenas. There was no roadmap for me on how to work in corporate America. Now, my grandmother was a teacher, and she did very well. My father was a what would you call it? My father was a supervisor, but he was a Vietnam veteran. He was a supervisor at a paper mill. My mother was a nurse. She was a nurse by profession. There's nothing in Kisa that likes to I have a servant's heart, but there's nothing in me that likes the whole medical field or anything like that. But that is her gift, right? So what am I saying? I go to school and my gift is this. My gift is the ability to talk. My gift is the ability to give the news. My gift is the ability to report. My gift is that of journalism made simple, right? That gift hasn't gone anywhere. So that's why you're going to say, one of my friends, because y'all always talk to me when y'all are out. Sometimes people say, oh, you get those folks stirred up. My favorite thing to hear. I'm like stirred up. We're just having conversations. We are just having conversations about life and where we are now and dating. And I ask the hard questions. Yeah, I ask the hard questions. I mean, y'all are in my ear. Ladies are in this ear. The guys are in this ear. Somebody's got to put it out there because clearly y'all aren't coming together and talking, right? In some instances you are, but in a lot of instances you're not. So the dating is not going anywhere. I want you to understand that. But I do want you to also understand that this platform will be more holistic in the sense that we're going to deal with some of these issues that we're seeing across our nation. Y'all, we have to. We have to. I believe that's part of my role. Because while dating is an important part of who we are in that relationship arena, we were created for a relationship, I believe. No man is an island. I believe God created us for friendship, relationship, all of that great stuff. I'm not saying everybody should be married or anything like that. I said in relationship, even if you're not married, right? I know a lot of older Americans who are not married, but community is so important. We were created for community. So even in that, there's still cues that we need to understand with how to thrive and how to function in community, in relationship. But again, that's a portion of our being. And I unapologetically will be dealing with a portion of our being unapologetically, right? Unapologetically, I'll be dealing with that. But that's not the only thing that affects you. That's not the only thing that affects me. It's an important part. Our relationship with God, I would say, is the most important. Our relationship with our spouse, I believe, is next. Our relationship with our children, our relationship with our family. Then you have work. Now, if you don't, now the order changes. If you don't have that, if you don't have the family, your relationship with God as a single person, number one, your relationship with your family could be a close number two. Thirdly, your work and your career and your calling could be three, right? Until you get the spouse and the spouse moves into the second next place of importance, right? So laying the groundwork, letting you know some of the things that you're seeing me do, which may be a little bit different. And sometimes it may feel as if I'm all over the place, or it may seem like, well, why is she dealing with that? I thought she was this dating coach. I'm a dating coach, but I'm also a journalist. So as a journalist, I'm going to dabble and I'm going to talk about issues that affect our community or the news, right? It's just kind of what I do. I was a newscaster. is what I do. So if there's something shocking or what I believe is terrible or horrific that affects our community, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to share it with you, or at the very least, give you a platform in which you can share and you can talk about it. So, laying the groundwork there, and let's jump off now to what we're going to be dealing with this week. So, I don't know why I dabble back and forth in time and all of that, but here's what I think. I don't want to get up. I certainly don't want to get up at 7:30 in the morning, but I think that um sorry. I think that I'm responding to a text message, y'all. My bad. Gotta handle some business. Um, so um, I wanted to talk to you all about something I recently went through, and that is a dating fast. I it ended on Saturday, June 6th, but it extended 3 months. And this week, I'm going to talk to you about why I did it. This is not the day. I just wanted to introduce it today. But I'm going to talk to you about why I did it, what I noticed, and I'll be honest with you, some of the things that I've seen as a result of that fast are very surprising. Some things happened as it relates to dating and all of that, but not exclusively. I saw some other things open up. I saw some other things open in other arenas. And when I say a dating fast, what do I mean? That would be one of the first things, one of the first questions you have. You know, I hear a lot of the frustration out there. I see a lot of the frustration. So I am a year and a half post divorce. Okay. So I've been divorced a year and a half, almost 2 years. In a couple of months, it'll be 2 years that I've been divorced. I intentionally made the decision to not jump back into a relationship. I intentionally made that decision that I wasn't just going to jump back into a relationship. I wasn't going to just focus on another marriage or anything like that. Nah, I just made the decision to be better, to process the lessons of the past marriage, and to get clear about Kisa and where Kisa is. The dating fast for me was to give myself a break from even the thought of dating someone, to be honest with you, and to focus on my purpose. And I really focused on pouring into, I began this female group of women. And it was really, in my head, it was going to be this big group, like 15, 20 women. But it really has been a small, intimate group. And so, as a result of the dating fast, as a result of my dating detox, I was able to pour into that group and get vision about where I want to go next, because I believe that God has given me a grace to be single, in the sense that I'm not one of the ones who, now I very much am believing God for a husband, his choice for me as a husband. I believe in the past I've made the mistake of trying to choose it on my own, not slowing down, not taking the time that I needed to. So what I have determined to do, I'm sorry, y'all, sometimes I look and my eyes are like, I need my glasses, right? So I very much made the choice now to allow the Lord to lead me as it relates to dating and marriage. And that was the purpose of that, and not only to lead me, but I tend to I meet gentlemen, so I'm not the type of woman who I don't meet people. I meet people because, and I think a lot of it is my personality, y'all. I just think it's my personality. Number one. Number two, I'm very social. So I'm going to be out and about. I get out. And when I get out, I talk, I laugh. Man, they're, I don't kid myself. I mean, there are beautiful people in the world. I don't struggle with comparing myself to other women, but if I see another girl and she's beautiful, I will tell her, "Girl, you are absolutely gorgeous. You look absolutely gorgeous." That takes nothing away from me. I'm very confident in who I am. Listen, I don't care about being a 10 or whatever in somebody else's book. I'm confident in what God has given Kisa, right? I'm very confident in that. I'm very confident in my looks, and we'll just make whatever I have, we're gonna make that work, God. You created me and you didn't create any junk. I'm helping somebody right there. You created me, God. You didn't create any junk. God created you. He didn't create any junk. He said you're beautifully and fearfully and wonderfully made. So if that's the case, this is how Kisa breaks it down, right? That means everybody has beauty. And let me tell you how I break it down. Did you hear what I said? Everybody has beauty. Well, I don't have the such and such. Everybody has beauty because God said, you, brother and sister, he said, you're beautifully and wonderfully made. God didn't even specify as far as men or women. So that means with every person, there's something that you have that is unique. You're a unique masterpiece. So there's something about you that God has created beautifully, uniquely, and that is attractive to other people. If you just get that today, my friend, there's something about you that God has created, and he didn't do it with anybody else. You're a masterpiece. He said you're fearfully. Do you know what fearfully means? Fearfully is a dramatic expression of awe. You're fearfully. If I am attacked by fear, I'm gonna figuratively, we'll say figuratively, but you have something in you that makes people take notice. Wonderfully, of all the words that he could have used, wonderful. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah, you are. So I don't struggle. You shouldn't struggle with comparing yourself to somebody's shape or hair or looks or nose or job or anything like that. No, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, my friends. You're fearfully and wonderfully made already. All by yourself. You're bad all by yourself. Bad, not bad as in bad, but bad as in what? Bad as in good, right? You're bad and you're tough all by yourself. So no need to be jealous. But the dating fast for me was more about focusing on the specific thing that God wanted me to do with the singles group. I'm out there, so I can tell you very much so about dating. I can tell you, I can always give you my tips. I can always give you my experience. You certainly don't have to agree with me. A lot of things I share, it's not about agreeing with me. It's about opening conversation. Some people clearly disagree with me, but they just know how to talk to me. Well, sis, that's not how I see it. The way I see it is this. I have a different vantage point on it. I love that. I love that. I am opening up conversation. And here's what I also know. People are watching the conversation. And ladies, whether you know it or not, guys are watching the conversation. They're watching and they're reading. And I know my ladies are too. You're watching and you're reading. And like I said, I'm just not afraid to go there. So the dating fast for me was about pulling aside and refocusing on what I believe was my purpose as it relates to dating and relationships and what God really wanted me to focus on. So I pulled aside and got out of the dating field. I've never, I've been blessed because people say I haven't gone on a date in X and Y time. I haven't gone on a date in such and such. I can, I can kind of maneuver that because I think I've been so single. I mean, so single. I've been single for a number of years. So I understand, that arena. I know how to kind of maneuver around it. I know when a guy likes you. I know what some of the things guys find attractive. And don't get me wrong, it's different right now. It's different. It's different. It's different. But even though it's different, it's just change. Don't I mean, sometimes we get so caught up in looking at the change that we miss out on what really is right before us. There's some things, y'all, that's not going to ever change as it relates to dating. There's some things that are not going to ever change as it relates to relationships. I don't care if you start off in a virtual space, and I've said this for years as it relates to online dating. I don't care if you start off in a virtual space. If a guy really likes you, if a girl really likes you, they're going to want to take that outside of the virtual space and come into the real world. I don't care, so yes, we may have tools. Why don't we look at where we are now as tools? Yeah, well, the guys, based on those tools and based on the internet, the guys just don't want to date you like they used to. The guys just, all they want to do is this, all they want to do is that. Okay, that's those guys that you've met. That's those women. All the women want to do. And what's up with this lunch thing? Does anybody know what's up with the lunch thing? Guys have an issue with taking women to lunch. Is I hear so if I hear one more time about, oh yeah, you want to go to lunch, and she wants me to take her to lunch, and she want y'all, most women can buy themselves a $20, $30, $40, $50 lunch. What is the deal with lunch? There's so much talk about that. And if I'm interested in you, I would gladly spend some money on you. It may not be $150 or $300, but as a guy, if I'm interested in you, I'd gladly. I mean, hey, let's go get some coffee. Can we go grab some light fare or something simple? You talk to the ladies. You talk to them and tell them what you're thinking. And if you're dealing with someone who expects a $500 5 course or 7 course meal on the first date, that's a whole other issue. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to question her. I may be trying to ask you, okay, are you dealing with somebody who's in the real world? I mean, I may be asking you the question. If you're telling me that there are women that you're constantly dealing with like that, a mature woman, a woman who handles her business, a woman who is able, and maturity is not an age. You can save your anger for that. Maturity is not an age. Maturity is a state of mind. A mature woman, a woman who's about her business, and you've got some mature younger women, not some who are not, obviously, but you've got some mature women who are younger in age, right? A mature woman, a mature woman is watching patterns. She's watching other things about you. She's watching holistically. And she's just not dummying down her experience with you to a meal. Goodness gracious. She's not dummying down her experience to a meal, one single meal. No, no. So I digress. That was my moment right then. But I've been in that dating arena. And I'm okay. I've gone out on dates. I have guy friends that I absolutely adore. I absolutely respect and absolutely value my friendship with them. I value the input that they give me. I'm respectful. I don't go around. I'm a respectful woman. I'm a very respectful woman. I'm not going to go around and put myself on sale to the highest bidder. So I wasn't dealing with any of that. And it really wasn't a frustration. I really took time off during the dating detox for 3 months, to literally just hear more clearly about how to work with single men and single women. That was really all for me. Haven't had any terrible experiences. Yes, you've got some who are out there who are playing games. Yes, you have some out there who don't know what they want. But again, I tend to take people for who they are. And I go and like guys are excellent at categorizing us women when they first or relatively soon after they meet you: temporary, forever, or friend. Okay. Temporary, forever, or friend. That's how they categorize us. So I do pretty much the same thing. So I'm very honest. And so that's laying the groundwork so you will know why I went on the dating detox, really to focus on my purpose, really to focus on how to better serve you, how to better show up for singles, how to better be a vessel to offer some encouragement and some hope. The whole point of it, and it's really simple. Some of you all are thinking I'm doing all these different things. It's really simple what I'm doing. I'm sparking conversation because by sparking conversation, we have a greater chance to hear and to be heard. I'll run it back for the folks in the back. All I'm doing on my page is sparking conversation and communication. Because when we talk, when we share, we're better able to understand, we're better able to hear, and we're also better able to be heard. Don't you know that some people just really want to be heard? Some people just want to be heard. I don't judge people. I have single male friends and I have married men. They're not my friends per se, but I'm friends with them and they comment on my on some of my items. Some people are bothered by that. I'm not, because I don't, a lot of those guys, I wouldn't know them if I saw them out. Not, I shouldn't say it like that, but what I'm saying, I don't have any sort of dealings with them outside of that. It gives them an opportunity to talk. It gives them an opportunity to speak. And you know what Facebook does? Facebook connects us based on who we're connected to. So a lot of them are connected to some of my other friends, and maybe they saw a comment of mine on my friend's page and sent me a friend request. I can say this about my male friends. They have been so respectful. Single, married, they've been so respectful. I don't have any married men in my inbox trying to holler at me. Some of them may give me a story idea. Hey sis, check this out. Or hey sis, here you go. Have you thought about this? They're giving me material. I'm not going to shut that down. And I'm not going to walk around here and act like, oh, I can't hear from you because you're married. I don't want to hear anything from you. If you're married as a married man, maybe you're able to give me a wisdom as a single woman. Maybe you're able to give me a wisdom that I don't have from the outside, meaning you're married, you're dealing in the throes and in the premise of that marriage every day. You're dealing with a spouse every day. There are some things that you see. There are some things that you can say to me. Hey, y'all, you may want to consider this. Hey, ladies, you may want to think about this. Hey, ladies, I'm not offended by that. I'm not offended by that. And I'm going to steward it well. I'm going to steward it well. I'm going to give the utmost respect. Listen at this. To not only that gentleman, I'm going to give the utmost respect to his wife. I desire to be a wife. So what sense would it make for me to disrespect another wife's husband? What sense? There may have been some things that I've done when I was younger, and y'all, you have to understand this about me. I'm friendly. But I understand even in that, you have to be careful about that, even being a single woman, being friendly with a married man. So I'm friendly and I'm sisterly, but God has helped me. I don't even brag on myself. It is the Lord. I have a flesh just like everybody else. It is the Lord who is greater in me, greater in me. Greater is he who is in me than he that is in the world. He is the one that I will allow to come through that. And then I'm going to say this, and I promise you, I'm not being ugly when I say this. I don't want to do anybody. Hey, Sandra, I didn't see this earlier. For some reason, it didn't pop up. Hey, dear. Welcome, welcome. And I'm like this, y'all. I don't want, I remember back in the day, true story, I will never ever reveal people's identities. I protect people's identities. But this was just like, this was right before I ended up getting married. And I had this guy. Y'all, he was a good looking guy. Y'all, he was real good looking. Only one problem that he didn't really want to come clean about. He was married. This guy was so, and he said, well, I'm going through a divorce and all that kind of stuff. Pastor Michael D. Moore, when I attended Faith Chapel, I attend the Star now, but I attended Faith Chapel back in the day. Pastor Michael D. Moore would always tell us and said, and this stuck with me, if they are separated, they are still married. They still belong to somebody else. So if you separated, if you're going through something, if you're on the tail end of something, I'm going to let you stay on the tail end over there. Hey, how you, and I'm going to stay over here. Hey, how you doing? Good. Okay, great. And I'm going on about my I don't have no time for that. I don't have no time for that. I don't have any time for that, right? Because you're still in covenant. And how many people have gone back to someone still in covenant because God could still work it out? There are people who have been separated for years. There's some people who will never, ever divorce. You do know that, don't you? But they'll toy around and play around and have you hanging around with false expectation. Ooh, that's something I need to deal with. The danger of dating someone who is attached. Yeah, I don't care if what story they give you. Oh, my wife is horrible, because they're always going to paint the spouse as the horrible one. But you kind of have to take me slow or think I'm a little slow, because you're the one reaching out to outside of your marriage. So even though she's horrible, why don't you make a decision or make a call? No, your way of dealing with it is to reach out. Nah, who's the one that's horrible? I'm not looking at her anymore. I'm looking at you. So I'm very clear after the dating detox. I'm very clear on some things that I need to do. And the things that I need to do are stay in this lane, be a friend. There are married men who talk to me. There's married women who talk. There's single men who talk, single women who talk. I am of the, listen, I desire to be married again. I don't have time to delay it with foolery. I don't, I desire to be married again. I have a petition before the Lord for his choice, not rushing anything. I always tell my guy friends, you're safe with me. I'm not rushing a thing. Been there, done that, have the certificate. I don't need to do that. And I don't need to have that experience again. Let me just slow down. Let me wait for the Lord. Let me wait for his choice. Let me literally wait on the Lord. Wait, I say, on the Lord. That is what I'm willing to do. So I don't have time to delay it based on foolery. I don't have time to delay it dealing with somebody else's covenant. No, 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 no. And you don't know the prayers of that covenant partner. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I'm not saying I'm so good. I'm not saying I'm so whatever, whatever, with my nose in the air. I say it humbly. It is the Lord. And then he's given me something where there's this confidence to understand I'm not anybody. And let me just say this, and I say it as humbly and as truthfully and as encouraging as I can. You're not made to be anybody's leftovers, baby. And I remember this guy back in the day, he truly was going through a divorce, but I just was not interested in dealing with that, because I always really reserve room for the possibility of God to be able to work it out with couples. And I remember telling him, I said, sweetheart, I'm primary chick, not side chick. And meant it. I'm primary chick. I'm not side chick. In other words, don't approach me saying I'm going to check in with you, when I'm available, or I'm this. She gets all my attention, but you're going to be on the side here. No, 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 no. But not just me. I believe the word for you and to you is you're primary chick, not side chick, baby. You're primary chick. And although the vision tarries, although it tarries, hang in there. Let me give you this other tip. If you are saying that you're waiting, you're believing, you're holding out for hope and holding out for God's choice, you got to show me how you're getting prepared. You got to tell me that you're getting prepared. Are you standing on scripture? What are you listening to prepare to be the wife, a godly wife? What are you doing to prepare to date differently or to date according to God's promises and God's laws. That's what you need to be telling me. If you're just kind of hanging out there hoping and a wishing and a praying, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. But again, what are you doing to get prepared? What are you doing? Are you working on you? Are you healing those issues? Are you renewing your mind? Are you standing on a scripture? Are you reading a book? Are you listening to a dating coach? Are you getting rid of the junk and the unforgiveness and the trauma that has held you back in the past? Are you aware of what led to your breakup or your divorce in the past? And have you worked on that? Have you graduated from that? Have you had experience in overcoming that? Can God trust you with her heart? Can God trust you with his heart? If you say that you're ready, what are you doing? Interesting things I have to tell you. Interesting things I have to tell you. Interesting things I have to tell you this week that I have noticed. And some of it is going to be about people and just what's happened as it relates to meeting men afterwards and just kind of dealing with men after that. And I don't mean that in an unholy way, in an impure way, but I'm just saying there are certain things that God can kind of open up that you didn't know were there before, right? So what I'm going to tell you is please tune in this week. We're going to do, Lord, I'm on, rather than making the announcement now, I'm going to think and be quiet and all that kind of stuff and just look at the time. It'll either be 7:30 or it'll be 9. Because sometimes that just getting up early, just having the ability to sleep and just not rush and allow myself to sleep is a wonderful thing right now. Haven't cared much about it in the past, but it's a beautiful thing right now. So that's what's coming up this week. That's what we're going to be talking about this week. We will go on to another topic potentially next week. But this week, we're going to be talking about a dating detox, how I did it, what it really is, and what you should expect. And some of you are like, dating detox, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Say, the one might come. Listen, whom God has for you, you won't miss. You won't miss. You won't miss. Whom God has for you, you will not miss. You will not miss it. I love you. I'll see you back tomorrow. And again, this week, we're going to be talking about a dating detox. Can you do it? What is it? How did it turn out for me? I thought it was wonderful because there are just some other things that happened that I wasn't even expecting. I think that was the most beautiful part about it. Just some other things I wasn't even expecting to see. So anyway, I will see you tomorrow morning. I will have some update videos with the time that I'm coming on, right? The time that I'm coming on, friends. So I'll see you later. Thank you for all your support and all your support, all your encouragement, all your participation. That's how you encourage me. You like, share, and support our comment, and then our content. You like, share, and comment on our content. So anyway, and if you need me, just jump over in my inbox and let me know if you need to talk about your dating scenario and your dating situation, okay? I'm Kisa. I'm Coach K. Inbox me if you need me. I'm a coach. I don't tell you what to do. I'm a coach. I simply listen, and I believe that you have the answers on the inside of you. A coach draws out the wisdom that you have on the inside of you. You have it. You have the wisdom on the inside of you. Our job is to draw it out and to move you forward with that revelation. All right. I love you all. Mwah. Have a super fantastic Monday. And we're back and we're kicking off tomorrow, y'all, talking about dating detoxing and whether or not you can do it for a week. I will share my personal experience, which was amazing. See you later. All right. See you tomorrow morning.